I recently experienced myself what are the true limits of the no-code. No matter what tool or solution you use, there is one limit that is common to all the no-code tools out there. And that's what we are going to talk about in this episode. Hi, I'm Amaury, founder and CEO at MyCTO, where founders come to learn how to build their tech startup. And with this Startup Snack series, available on both podcast and YouTube, we want to share the essential to make it easier for you to build your tech startup. And recently, I started to develop an interface for a side project. And one more time, I've decided to use the no-code tools to do so. And I chose Bubble, which is one of the most advanced no-code solutions. So if you are not aware of that, no-code is basically softwares that allow us to create softwares without having to code anything, without having to have developers' skills. And that's a great way to start a startup. And there are some great tools out there. And apparently, it looks limitless. And that's what some of them are mentioning. They say that we can build absolutely everything on this type of tools. And technically speaking, it is limitless. But in reality, that's another story. You know, when we develop softwares, what's going to happen? We basically develop new softwares, new features upon one another. And by increasing the capacity, increasing the amount of features that we have in our software, we also increase the risk of bugs, right? And the work that we have to do to be sure that we don't have bugs. So how to avoid bugs? Basically, we need to run some tests. That's the basic. To write clear code when we are on a real code application. To organize the functionalities in a proper way. And to make it easy to read. So basically, if I take, for example, an open source software, I can read the code, of course, if I am a developer, and I can analyze and check what's wrong in a matter of seconds or maybe just a few minutes just by reading the thing. You know, and that's how we can run audits on existing source code that can be quick and we can have a rapid sense of how it has been built and if it's a good software or not, just by flipping through the source code. Of course, that's a code approach and it requires some developer skills. On the other hand, for no-code, no-code has been created for no-coders, for people who don't know how to code, just to get started, to create simple app. But with time, we are now able to develop complex applications with no-codes. And the real question is it still relevant? How does no-code tool works for more complex process or workflows? If I take, for example, Bubble, if I want to check a single workflow, looking for some bugs, I have to open the workflow, then to open a sub window, a step, then in that step to check if the search conditions are exactly the right one, etc., and then open a sub window and another sub window, etc., etc. So basically, yes, we can build complex application on no code, but if to double check what we have inside, I have to click tons of times to be sure that maybe the software is designed to do exactly what it is supposed to do. And soon, the projects that are more complex to develop in code will be even more complex in no code because the no code is not adapted to complex algorithm. Period. So in conclusion, no code don't have technical limits, technically speaking. The interface is the limit. The fact that it is a no-code itself is the limit because not having code brings complexity to the logic algorithm. And if the algorithm or the logic is complex, then it becomes a nightmare. No code is great for MVP, for minimum viable product, to get started with a startup, to create standard application with simple workflows or based on existing templates that are well tested and proven. It is not adapted to large amount of data, to very complex APIs or workflows. If you have still a complex application in mind, a complex startup in mind, and you want to get started, you can still use no code with a very first version on no code. And then you will have to create a coded backend hiring maybe developers to develop what we would call maybe microservices or a specific backend to handle more data, and that will also be able to handle more complex algorithm and process. And again, for that, you will need a real developer. If you enjoy learning with us and want to see more, consider subscribing. Help us spread the word by hitting the like button and by sharing with your entrepreneur friends. And if you have any question or want to suggest a topic, feel free to comment down below, or you can also check out our website to learn more about our program and how you can join.